What does it really mean to dedicate an entire life to protecting the Earth? For countless people around the world, the answer begins with the name Jane Goodall. She wasn't just a scientist. She was a pioneer, a voice of hope, and a global symbol of determination. In the early 1960s, armed with nothing more than binoculars, a notebook, and an open mind, she stepped into the forests of Tanzania. There she discovered not only the secret lives of chimpanzees, but also new ways of looking at humanity's place in nature. Jane's work was not about quick fame or headlines. It was about patience, listening, and respect for the natural world. Her journey showed us that one person, with courage and vision, can influence millions. Her story remains a reminder that conservation begins with compassion, and that protecting animals is inseparable from protecting our own shared future on this fragile planet. Jane Goodall first came to global attention when she made an extraordinary discovery: chimpanzees using tools to gather food. At that time, the belief was that tool-making defined humans alone, yet Jane's careful observations proved otherwise. This single finding shook the scientific community and changed textbooks around the world. But her impact didn't stop with data or academic debates. She gave names to the chimps she studied, describing their personalities, their friendships, and even their grief. To Jane, they were not research subjects. They were individuals with rich emotional lives. That perspective challenged how people thought about animals and inspired compassion beyond science. She bridged a gap between cold data and warm empathy, making conservation something people could feel. Jane's ability to translate complex research into human connection made her one of the most influential voices in modern science and an inspiration for generations to come. As years passed, Jane transformed from field researcher into one of the world's most recognized conservationists. She expanded her mission beyond chimpanzees to address broader issues of biodiversity, climate change, and environmental stewardship. She founded the Jane Goodall Institute, which today leads projects that protect habitats, combat wildlife trafficking, and partner with local communities. She also created Roots and Shoots, a youth-driven program that empowers young people to tackle environmental and humanitarian challenges in their own communities. Her message was always consistent. Every action, no matter how small, makes a difference. Whether planting trees, recycling waste, or speaking up for endangered species, she encouraged people to believe their choices mattered. Jane's activism was fueled not by anger, but by hope, and that hopeful vision became contagious. Through her voice and her programs, she planted seeds of change in hearts around the globe, sparking a movement. When news of her passing spread, tributes poured in from leaders, celebrities, and everyday citizens. Former President Joe Biden, who awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom, described her as someone who mobilized global action to safeguard the planet. Journalist Maria Shriver called her a legendary figure and a friend, while animal rights advocate Ingrid Newkirk emphasized how Jane forever changed our perception of animals. But beyond the headlines, the most heartfelt responses came from teachers, students, and conservationists who said they chose their path in life because of her. For them, Jane wasn't just a distant hero. She was a mentor through her books, lectures, and tireless travels. Her gentle yet firm voice made people believe that environmental activism wasn't reserved for experts. It was open to everyone. The wave of remembrance highlights not only what she achieved in her lifetime, but also the countless lives she touched directly and indirectly. So what does Jane Goodall's story leave us with? It's more than scientific breakthroughs or awards. It's a philosophy of action. She reminded us that hope is not a passive wish, it's a responsibility. Her life showed that science, compassion, and persistence can come together to build real solutions. She taught us that humans are not separate from nature, but part of it, and that our future depends on how we care for the living world around us. Carrying her message forward means making conscious choices every day, supporting conservation, respecting animals, and encouraging young people to lead. Her voice may no longer fill lecture halls, but her message echoes louder than ever. Each of us now carries the torch she lit, and the responsibility is clear. If Jane Goodall's journey taught anything, it's that change is possible, and the power to create it rests in our own hands.